Everyone, hopefully you're having a great day today. MersLess Ones here, back with another Bleach Brave Souls video, and in this one we're going to be talking about whether you should summon or skip the 10th anniversary special 1000 Year Bloodborne Tenacity Zenith summons banner. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, leave a like. If you are new to the channel or you have been here for a while, subscribe and help me get to 600 subscribers. And if you would like to further support me in the channel, you can do so by becoming a channel member by clicking the join button. Now with all that said, let us go ahead and get started. So first things first, by the time you're seeing this video, the banners will already be out. So I mean, we're just gonna go ahead and talk about the new units a bit more in detail and go over the featured units. First off here, starting with the Yorichi, she is a very strong unit from the looks of it. She just has a lot in her kit right here. She does have an EX move. From the way it's worded, I'm thinking it's probably the same as the 9th anniversary Soifons. So if you're familiar with hers, then I'm pretty sure I think the Yorichi's is pretty much the same. She's a technique unit with the no affiliation Killer Plus. Any unit with the Killer Plus is obviously going to be great. She does have two EX skills, EX Longstride and Berserker, max out at 25%. And then she also has a lot of other good skills here. She has fire duration minus 200%, which is great because she's going to be very good at Nightmare difficulty guild quest. That's going to have the status summit plus on the ground. Frenzy plus 3, which is good. Damage inflicted at full stam 30%. Status summit spiritual pressure boost 100%. Damage to paralyzed enemies. Bombardment Berserker 50%. Weakened defense, boys. Yeah, overall, she's probably the strongest unit in this banner right now. This is actually a 10th anniversary level character, I do think, and she's going to be very good. Up next here, we have the Genju. Yeah, he is a hard unit with the Soul Reaper Killer Plus. He's just going to be a melee nag unit that's going to be a very good support unit. He does have Frenzy plus 2, which is great. He has Enhancer, Booster. He has two boosts. One is on his SA2 and his SA3. I think the one on his SA3 is a major boost. Actually, if we take a look, it might say. Yeah, the SA3 is the major boost, and the SA2 is just a regular boost. It's not a minor boost. So that is good as well. He's going to be doing a lot of damage at full stem. As you can see, here's normal attack damage at full stem. Soul trade is 40%. And then he's also going to be increasing your team and parties normal attack damage by 20%. That is his EX skill. At full stem, it only increase normal attack damage at 60%. And then, yeah, he's at full stem, he's going to be very strong. And he does also have, I guess I should come back up here and take a look at this. He also does have drain on all of his attacks except his SNA 2 and 3, and it's drain plus, so obviously it's going to be good as well. And he has the weakened duration minus 200%, which is great because, I mean, with the new status summon plus, we're going to need more units with the status summon duration minus 200%. So yeah, overall he's going to be a good support unit, and he's not restricted in guild quests, so that's a good thing. He'll be great in all forms of content. Up next here we have a Chad, who is a Brave Battle unit to no one's surprise. Stern Ritter Killer and Human Killer. Normal attack damage 35% is his soul trait. He has an EX skill that decreases damage taken 20%. Flurry is at plus 3. He has the new opening stat boost skill. Only this unit and the Uryu have that skill. So yeah, only 2 units in the game right now that have it. Persistence Breaker, I think he's the third. Yeah, he is the third character to get this skill. It is a very meta skill to have right now. So if you're someone that cares about Brave Battles, this is a character you definitely will want. Yeah, overall he's just a very another strong Brave Battle unit. Flurry plus 3 is great. Bruiser 60% is great as well. Yeah, he's just going to be very good. And then I guess before we go into the featured characters on the banner itself, it is going to be a 51 step up banner. At steps 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, you are guaranteed a 5-star character. At steps 25 and 50, you do get they choose a new character ticket. The step 25 ticket will allow you to pick between the 3 new characters. The step 50 ticket will just have the 3 new characters in a bigger selection. So there's that. Now I guess we can go ahead and talk about the featured units here. Alright, so the first thing you do need to know about the featured list is that they are all 1000 Year Blood War units. So if you are missing some 1000 Year Blood War units, this is another chance to grab some other ones that you might need. And the first one featured character we have here is this Tenjiro. I did just recently do a 1 year later showcase of this unit. So if you want to see what this unit is like 1 year later after its release, you can go ahead and check out that video. He is a technique unit with the Human Killer Plus. Killer Plus skill is obviously going to be great. Soul trait, normal attack damage plus 35%. And to quickly go over the most notable things about this unit, he is a ranged nat unit that's going to have paralysis on his nat string, SA1 and 3. He has a heal and a boost on his SA2, and he just has the heal on his SA3 there. He is immune to the freeze resistance 100%, but he will not be immune to the freeze status element plus, so just be mindful of that. His bruiser is pretty high, very high actually, at 95%, so that's very good. He's a guild quest unit, so obviously he's going to perform a lot better in guild quest than outside of it, but he'll still be pretty decent outside. He only gets flurry +2 in guild quest, a bit unfortunate though. Outside of it, it's only going to be +1. And then he, obviously, you can see he has his increased range damage here. Team/party increased Soul Reaper damage to status element affected enemies 30%. Pretty good skill, very good skill actually with the status element plus. Enhancer, Healer, Medic, Booster, those will just increase the effectiveness of his heal and his boost. And the increased killer effect 30% and 50 in Guild Quest. So this is just going to be a very good Guild Quest unit that you can use for like ranged human weak, and no, maybe you can use him outside of that range human weak just for his support. So yeah, very good unit. Up next here we have this 1000-year Blood War Shinji. I also did a 1 year later showcase on this unit. He is a technique unit with the Squad 0 Killer Plus. Soul trait, status element, spiritual pressure boost 40%. He is a ranged unit with confusion and weakening on all of his attacks here. Havoc 20%. He is immune to freeze resistance 100%. Berserker is 50%, Devastation 70%, Reduce Strong Attack cooldown 12%, Frenzy +2, Defibrillator, increased status element chance against Soul Reapers, damage to confused enemies 60%, Weakened Defense, Guard Break, Spiritual Pressure Boost 120%. In the skills, it's base, but then his Soul Trait is going to give him an extra 40, so that's where the total of 120 is coming from, if you were just curious about that. Up next here we have the Masaki, who is a power Espada killer unit. Soul trait, status element, spiritual pressure boost 40%. She is a ranged unit with paralysis on all of her attacks, and she does have the revive mechanic on her soul bomb. Sharpshooter, sprinter, and weaken resistance 100% are her innate skills. The rest of her skills, Berserker and Devastation, are both at 60%. Havoc, Frenzy +2, Defibrillator, increased status element chance against our rankers. Team/party increased power attribute Quincy damage to status element affected enemies 40%, damage to paralyzed enemies 40%, poise and need status element spiritual pressure boost 120%. Like I mentioned previously with the Shinji, her soul trait's 40, her base is 80, that's why it's 120 there. Up next here we have this Toshiro, who is a power unit with the Captain Killer. Soul trait, normal attack damage inflicted at full stam 40%. He is a melee unit with frost on all of his attacks except his SA2. Innate skills, Sprinter, 50% chance to dodge Soul Reaper attacks, Marauder, Bruiser, 50%, he's immune to paralysis resistance at 100%. He's another Guild Quest unit, so he's going to have his, just generic Guild Quest skills, that being increased killer effect in Guild Quest 50%, increased melee damage in Guild Quest 30%. And then he's going to have Flurry +2 in Guild Quest. And then outside of that, the Flurry is going to be at +1, and then the Killer 30%, and then the increased melee damage 10%. So there's that. Long reach 20%, enhancer, booster, that will help increase the effectiveness of his SA2. Yep, so his SA2. And start barrier +15. He's just going to have a barrier +15 for like the first few seconds of, I guess, Guild Quest, just to help him take some hits. So yeah, just another Guild Quest character. If you don't have one for, what does he see for? Melee Captain Weak. Alright, so up next we have this 1000-year Blood War Ichigo. He is a heart unit with the Soul Reaper and Stern Red Terror killers. And this is the 2024 1000-year Blood War version of Ichigo. There's so many of those, I should probably be a bit more specific. Soul traits, he has 2 of them. Strong attack damage +20%, strong attack recharge time -12%. He's a melee unit with lacerate and weakening on all of his attacks. Innate skills, Sprinter +2, long stride and poise. Berserker 20%, he is immune to all status elements 100%. Havoc 20%, Frenzy +2, Bombardment, Defibrillator, increased status element chance against Soul Reapers and Quincy's. Damage to his status elements, weakening being 40%, lacerated being 60. Marauder, hit enemies 100%, and the status element spiritual pressure boost. Pretty old unit, but if you missed out on the chance to get him when he came out the first time, you do have a chance to get him here. He's going to be very good, max rescinded at least. Up next here we have this Kyoge, who was very good when he first came out, though he has aged out quite a bit, a lot of characters have. Heart unit with the Ranker Killer, Soul Trait, Strong Attack, Recharge Time -14%. Melee unit with drained on all of his attacks. Sprinter, Freeze Resistance 100%. Guard Break are the innate skills. Team slash party, heart attribute, strong attack, recharge time minus 20%, devastation 40%. Full stamina, damage boost 20%, rampage 2%, havoc, frenzy plus 2, defibrillator plus 2 seconds, damage to drain enemies 40%, poison, the status number, spiritual pressure boost. So yeah, a pretty good unit when he first came out, and he still is, but you will definitely need some dupes of this character. Up next here we have this Bombietta, technique unit with the Captain Killer, soul trade damage inflicted at full stam 30%, range unit with burn on all of her attacks. Innate skills, Sprinter, Havoc, and Prowess resistance is at 100%, Devastation 60%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%, Frenzy plus 2, Bombardment, Defibrillator plus 2 seconds, increased status number chance against speed attribute enemies, damage to burning enemies 40%, weaken defense, sharpshooter, and status number spiritual pressure boost 80%. So yeah, that's pretty much the Bombietta there. And last but not least, here we have the 2022 1000-year Blood War version of Chad here. He's a power unit with the Captain and Stern Ritter Killers, soul trade damage taken minus 16%. He is a melee unit with no status elements on any of his attacks, and he does have a boost on his SA2. He is immune to the weakened status element at 100%. Poise, Sprinter are his innate skills. As for the rest of the skills, Berserker 60%, let's see, have stamina only, decreased damage taken 50%, prevent last hit survival, long reach 20%, flurry plus 1, increased damage to enemies not affected by an ailment 100%, enhancer, pierce barrier, guard break, plus hit enemies, and booster. A very old brave battle unit, and you probably won't get much use out of him unless he's max resistant with like a pretty good like defensive build or something like that. Yeah, brave battle characters age out very fast in my opinion. Alright, so that's pretty much it. We went over the 3 new units a bit more in detail than we went over the featured units. Is this a banner you should summon on? Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with summoning on this banner. I mean, it is technically, I guess, a 10th anniversary specials banner, so the banner is very good themselves. The Arichishi is very good. She's going to be a very strong unit. I do like her. And the Genju, pretty good. He's really good. Yeah, all 3 of these characters in this banner are actually top tier. And the featured unit list isn't that bad. These characters are going to start getting very old, probably starting with this Toshiro here, and then pretty much on downwards. You'll probably need these units starting at the Toshiro and the rest of them at max percent for them to be like very useful nowadays in everyday content. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this one. You can't go wrong summoning on this banner, but if you do want to skip, I completely understand. We have gotten a lot of good banners back to back. And if you do summon on this banner, yeah, good luck on your summons. Hopefully you pull all the characters you want. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And as usual, until next time.